fellow Toastmasters, our guests, and Steve. Go by Steve or Steven?
Whatever you're feeling.
Nice. I'm feeling Steven. But I was honored to be the one to evaluate your speech today. Very proud of you, first of all, for coming in and presenting your first speech. I remember mine, and I think I went very long, so great job on fitting in within the time frame. The three different areas for Steven is what he excelled at, what he needs to work on, and what something to challenge yourself. One of the things that stuck out initially for me, I'm a big observer of people outside of just what you say. I thought you had a smile that really, for me personally, drew me in right away. You came off, I mean, the muscles on you are just out of this world, but it didn't. But it was just like I could talk to you. You weren't this person that I would be unafraid to have a talk with, you know, even if it was one-on-one. So the fact that you could do that up here just spoke volumes that I was wanting to listen to, you know, every next word that you had. The other thing that you did very well, I would say that and hopefully this comes across the right way that you understand it, every explanation of being an Eagle Scout was very simplistic, to the point where if I didn't know anything about what an Eagle Scout is, you know, the club in and of itself, I knew by the end of the speech. And even your word choices, even the way you ended sentences, I don't know if anybody else called it, but it just tied that sentence together for me at least. Something to work on. One of the things I like to say in terms of a mentorship type thing is memorize your opening statement, memorize your closing statement, and your 3 points in between, or 8 point, I don't know, whatever you plan to do that day. That way you come up, you know exactly what you're gonna say, there's no question about it, boom, and then your ending statement, you hit us with that moment that you walk away from. People want more, so they can't wait for your next speech. So another thing, I loved your talking pace. There were a few times where the sentences flowed well, a few times where the sentences were a bit choppy, so just that's something to work on. Maybe your major statements within the points to have that down packed. You know, as being an Eagle Scout, I excelled in, or I learned in, you know, et cetera, et cetera. That way we grasp it and then you kind of elaborate underneath. Something to challenge yourself with. I would say, going back to your smile and just your presence, you have, to me, and I was talking to you one-on-one at the last meeting when we were upstairs, you know, a few weeks back. You have such a great personality that I think we all could say we want to see more of it and experience more of it. So I want to challenge you in just bringing that out more, as if you were just talking to your best friend up here. And last thing, just for Jen Ruppert, an old Toastmaster, she gave a tip that always sticks with me. She said, the people out there are interested in what you have to say, as opposed to wanting to judge what you have to say. So I always take that when I walk up, like they're gonna be so interested in me talking about Staples papers, you know, reams of papers that I buy on a daily basis. Anything and everything, they just wanna hear what I have to say. So just keep that with you, that's all I have.